Hey, what's up? This is Ian, and we're headed west. And right now we're in this cool little town called Matawa. I drove through this town actually a few years ago in the wintertime. I didn't even know this lake. It has kind of a nice little downtown, a little bit kind of old looking, and it's a nice place. And then I was like, I'm gonna go down the street and see if there's what's down here. And bam, there's like a lake and cool looking bridge over there. And we're headed west, but I want to show you. So I finished my solar in my van, and yeah, it took a good 2 months. And I made another video, and it was just a big struggle. It was not a simple thing. So one of the first things I started with, these two wires here, this one and this one, go to the DC to DC charger. So I had to figure out, and that's like, it has MPT, so it's also for the solar panel. So I had to figure out, how do I attach it to the battery? And you know, there's different, so this like, I don't know what the heck you call it. So this is a diesel. So there's two starter batteries. These are the starter batteries. So it just came with this third spare post, but apparently I could have like attached like this negative wire to that, or it didn't matter. But I had to kind of research that. Now you need like an A&L fuse. This is the positive line that goes back to the DC to DC charger. You need an A&L fuse on this line. And so it's like, where do I put it? Like, there's no real, the road's there. So I had to kind of make this little, it's a piece of angle here, and I kind of bolted it. And then I had to cut out these holes in these walls. This is aluminum, this is steel. And the wires go totally, they go under the van and they cross. Here, I'll show you where they come out. They go under the van. It's a little bit daunting because if I didn't go under the van, I would have had to come up somehow here and then go over my floor. Everything's kind of messy right now. And so those wires come out right there. You see those two wires? So they go over here. This is new. I made a new. It only took me a week. It actually turned out pretty good. Just like a bench, but the wires, they go down there to here is my, I don't know, can you see all right? So this is my solar box system. I've got two batteries. They're 100 amp hour batteries each. Now, all the fun and everything that took a lot of time was cutting all these wires. The bus bars, and the A&L fuses, and the fuse block, and it's not lighting up, but I'm wondering if it would light up. Oh shit, I can't really see what I don't know, usually it's like light and it sends out a kind of green light, but I can't see. Okay. Okay, there we go. So that's like, tells me how much is in the battery. It's like a battery monitor. That's the Renogy 50 amp DC to DC charger with MPT. There's a fuse block there, Blue Sea, and just like wiring all this stuff took, everything's custom, like all the wires, like I never did this before. So I had to figure out how to wire it. And there's a lot of wires, and where do they go? I had to figure it out. And now this here is the inverter. It's a 2000 watt inverter. Plug. You can see over there. Other thing that took a lot of time was, the switches. So you look in my last video, this panel was down. So I did wires. So I've got a total of 5 mini fans in here. There's one in that vent. Like, I can open this vent and it just blows out. It's a computer fan. Honestly, when it's super hot in here, it doesn't feel like it does much. They're not super strong. I don't know. I'm optimistic though. They're doing something. They got to be doing something. Switch. Light switch. That light, this light, oops, goes to these lights. So these puck lights, I put the puck lights in last year. I just put them in the roof, but the wire just kind of went over here, and then I had to like do all the wiring this year to get them to work. Now over here I've got two more mini fans. It's kind of weird. These little mini fans are like 1.5 inches. There's 2 of them, and they'll blow out. They don't do a lot though. You know, the complicated thing with, like, you got to figure out the thickness of wire for different components like fans and lights and all that stuff. So while I was doing it, before I put the panel up, I was like, it's just kind of hard. Like, I'd recommend, like, if you're doing a solar setup, try to make it easy on yourself. This huge panel, it's like probably 7 feet long by, I don't know, 7 feet by 3 feet or something. So not easy to like put that switch in. Was pretty kind of tricky. That one wasn't. Those ones are toggle switches, are kind of easier to do. So I redid a wire in here. So these are like only like come with like 26 gauge 26 gauge wire. So originally I wired a 26 gauge wire that goes all the way back to that fuse block. And I thought, after I kind of tested this fan out, and I was like, it's kind of loud. This one's, they're relatively loud for how small they are. This other fan I showed you isn't actually pretty quiet. It's like 2-3 times the size. So I thought, I think I'm gonna change this. I put these fans, I put that vent there too. That wasn't a stock vent. I was like, I'm gonna have moisture in this area. I'm planning on putting a kind of shower in this area and like a cooking area right here. So there'd be humidity and stuff. So anyways, I changed this. Originally I put a 26 gauge wire going back, but I changed it to a 14 gauge. Because I thought, if I ever change those fans to something more powerful, it's too thin of a wire, and like, I don't want to have to take the whole panel down again. Whereas, so I set it up, I got a 14 gauge wire, and all I got to do is take down this panel, and then I could attach a new fan, put a new fan in. I don't have to take down all this. Other thing I did is, those are 2 fans like the one in the corner. They do the most out of all these fans. They can feel, so they move a little bit of air, but really they don't move much. Pretty quiet. It's just like a very low, like extra low setting, basically. So I did all the wiring this year. Last year, So this is a solar panel. That's an A&L fuse from the solar panels. So last year, I did this year, but last year I put the panel on the roof. I have one 200 watt SIGS panel, Yuma SIGS panel on the roof. And yeah, so it's just like figuring out what goes where, all those wires. It's really daunting and really time consuming, but I'm pretty stoked. I'm gonna be done with it, and everything seems to be working okay. I haven't really used the inverter, so one of the main reasons I got it is for my turntables, and I know they work, the power works, but I don't have an amp yet, and I gotta finish kind of wiring that up and get everything going. But anyway, so that's the solar setup I got going, and I'm really happy to be done with it. It took me 2 months this year, and then putting the panel on the roof last year, and yeah, I didn't go down through the roof. I came in through the back wall here, so like these wires come into the van right around here, instead of putting another hole in my roof. Like, oh, I don't want that. This is more leaks or potential leaks. And I've had that issue before. So, yeah, anyways, this is Ian saying so long and happy birthday.